Before the cape, before the spotlight, before the world knew his name through headlines and casting announcements, there was just David Corenswet. A tall, thoughtful young man from Philadelphia. A man who, long before he was crowned the next Superman, carried something quieter, deeper, more timeless, the instinct to care. While others chased thrill and chaos, David was the one making sure the seat belts were buckled. He was the one checking that everyone got home safely. That no one got left behind. That a night of fun didn't turn into a memory filled with regret. And even when he was just a teenager at summer camp, that quiet leadership showed. Not the loud kind, not the flashy kind, but the kind that people remember. The kind that stays with you. I took a lot of pride, he said, with a smile not of ego, but of purpose. Pride in being the one who wasn't chasing cool, but creating comfort. Pride in being the friend who cared, deeply, endlessly, without needing to be asked. And now, all these years later, the world calls him Superman. But those who've known him long before the costume recognize, the casting wasn't a transformation. It was a reflection. Because even back then, he had what we now call, dad energy. That calming presence. That reliable center. That unspoken, I've got you, in the middle of the storm. And what is Superman if not that? Not just strength. Not just flight. Not just might. But care. Gentleness with power. A protector by nature, not assignment. David Corenswet didn't step into Superman. He revealed that he had always been heading there. From the streets of Philly to the stages of Hollywood, he never stopped being that person. Not when the roles got bigger. Not when fatherhood arrived. Not when the world began watching. Because long before he was asked to wear the iconic S on his chest, he was already carrying it in his heart. Superman is not defined by alien origin, or superpowers, or kryptonite. Superman is defined by character. By a refusal to turn away. By a commitment to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. By an instinct to protect, guide, and uplift. David has always had that. And when you listen to him speak, not just about acting, but about people, you hear it. You hear the man who chose empathy over applause. The man who found dignity in being dependable. The man who knew that being a dad friend wasn't a punchline, it was a superpower. And maybe that's what makes his casting feel not just right, but inevitable. Because in a world that often confuses charm with carelessness, David Corenswet reminds us of a different kind of hero. The one who stays sober when everyone else spirals. The one who makes sure the group's phone is charged. The one who gently says, maybe that's not a good idea, and saves a life by doing so. He has never needed the spotlight to shine. His light has always come from within. So now, when cameras roll and he steps onto the set, donning the cape, lifting into the sky, and embodying an icon, it will not be a mask. It will be a mirror. Because being Superman doesn't start when the director yells, action. It starts in small, unspoken moments. The seat belt check. The watchful glance. The phone call at midnight to make sure someone got home safe. And that is the essence of David Corenswet. He has dad energy, yes. But more than that, he has hero energy. Not because of muscle, but because of heart. Not because of fame, but because of values. And as he steps into the most legendary boots in comic book history, he does so not as a stranger to the role, but as someone who's been preparing his entire life, quietly, authentically, consistently. Because Superman was never just a character. He was a compass. And David Corenswet, long before he ever flew, was already pointing true north. Now, the world gets to see what his friends always knew. That real heroes don't wait for danger. They're already watching, already guiding, already lifting others before they ever take flight.